Myanmar.
In the shadow of Myanmar's lush landscapes and ancient temples lies a tragic tale of a people persecuted and displaced.
I converted to Islam because I didn't like Buddhism. The Rakhine side hated me when I converted to Islam. I've had no relationship with my Rakhine parents since I got married. Monks remembered me from the monastery, and they attacked my family and destroyed everything in my house.
The Rohingya Muslims, an ethnic minority in the predominantly Buddhist nation of Myanmar, have faced decades of systemic discrimination, violence, and forced displacement. This is their story. The Rohingya have lived in the Rakhine state for centuries, tracing their roots back to the early Islamic kingdoms in the region. Islamic influence in Myanmar began as early as the 8th century, with Arab traders bringing Islam to the coastal areas. By the 15th century, the Kingdom of Arakan, now Rakhine State, was a thriving center of Islamic culture and trade, with mosques, madrasas, and a Muslim population that contributed to the region's prosperity. In August 2017, the situation reached a breaking point. Following attacks on police posts by Rohingya militants, the Myanmar military launched a brutal crackdown on the Rohingya population. Villages were burned, thousands were unalived, and widespread reports of other atrocities emerged. The United Nations described the military's actions as a textbook example of ethnic cleansing.
The emergency that began 1 year ago in Rakhine State, Myanmar, has become one of the world's worst humanitarian and human rights crises.
Dean Mohammed says they were firing in my area and even called us out from our home and then slit my father's throat.
In the face of unimaginable violence, over 700,000 Rohingya fled to neighboring Bangladesh, seeking safety in the world's largest refugee camp in Kutupalong. Despite its own economic challenges and high population density, Bangladesh has opened its doors to the Rohingya, providing refuge to over 1 million displaced people. Today, more than 1 million Rohingya live in Bangladesh, enduring harsh conditions but surviving with resilience and hope. The country has shown remarkable generosity and humanity, setting up extensive camps, providing medical care, and ensuring that the Rohingya have access to basic needs. Bangladesh's efforts have been recognized globally, but the burden is immense, and the international community's support remains crucial.
Refugees have arrived in Indonesia's Aceh province in the past week. All arrived by boat from Bangladesh. You'll remember Bangladesh is hosting up to 1 million Rohingya refugees in camps after they fled persecution under the military junta in Myanmar. The refugees have made dangerous sea journeys over the past few years to escape dangerous overcrowding in camps and in search of opportunities in countries like Malaysia, Thailand, and Indonesia.
While the majority of Rohingya refugees reside in Bangladesh, many have sought refuge further afield. In Indonesia, hundreds of Rohingya have been welcomed, though their journey there often involves perilous sea voyages.
I don't remember anything about how long and what it was like.
Why is that?
I was seasick, so I don't know anything.
I started my trip on 26 October on the boat, and there are 240 people with me in the boat. I can save my life, but there are so many babies and so many children in the boat. Please protect them.
Malaysia also hosts a significant Rohingya population, though they live under precarious legal and economic conditions. Across the globe, Rohingya communities continue to face significant challenges as they rebuild their lives in foreign lands.
People in the community told us they saw a ship heading towards the land with a fairly high speed and thick smoke around 11:30 local time. When we came here, we saw they were Rohingya.
In Indonesia, the reception of Rohingya refugees has been mixed. While many Indonesians have shown solidarity, offering aid and support, there are divisions within the society. Some argue that Indonesia, facing its own economic issues, cannot afford to host more refugees.
It's one boat after another. How many boats have come here already? We are poor people. Why don't you use the money to help us?
Others believe that Indonesia, as a Muslim-majority country, has a moral obligation to help. This division highlights the complexities and challenges in addressing the refugee crisis. Bangladesh's example of compassion and support for the Rohingya sets a precedent for other Muslim-majority countries. Greater solidarity is needed from the international Muslim community. Countries with more resources, such as Saudi Arabia, the UAE, and Turkey, have a significant role to play in providing financial aid, resettlement opportunities, and diplomatic pressure to ensure the Rohingya can live in peace and dignity. Despite the exodus, a small number of Rohingya remain in Myanmar, living under severe restrictions. Their freedom of movement is curtailed, access to healthcare and education is limited, and they live in constant fear of renewed violence. The estimated number of Rohingya still in Myanmar is around 600,000, though exact figures are difficult to verify due to the ongoing conflict and restricted access to the region. The international community has responded with condemnation and calls for accountability, but tangible action has been limited. Aid organizations continue to provide crucial support, but long-term solutions remain elusive. The Rohingya's right to return to Myanmar with full citizenship and safety is still a distant goal. Behind the staggering statistics are individual stories of loss, resilience, and hope. Rohingya men, women, and children share their experiences of the violence, their harrowing journeys to safety, and their dreams for the future. These personal narratives bring a human face to the crisis, reminding us of the enduring spirit of the Rohingya people, is a stark reminder of the consequences of hatred and intolerance. It is a call to action for the global community to stand in solidarity with the Rohingya, to advocate for their rights, and to work toward a future where they can live in peace and dignity. Their journey is far from over, and their voices must not be forgotten. As we leave you with these stories, we hope to have shed light on the ongoing suffering of Rohingya Muslims. Please share the video. Consider this an act of charity. Subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Leave us a like and comment to let us know what you wish to watch next.